All right. Hi. I'm gonna turn this down. I have time to listen to the whole song. I'm late for womp womp. I'm late for court. Hi, Pimps. Womp womp. Okay. Hey yo, new map just dropped. All right. Hi. What's up, homie?
Hey, I need a ride down into the city. My car's down there.
Okay, I have court.
Are you up in Sandy?
I have court, but I can come get you, yeah. No, I'm on my way.
Okay. All right. Wait, when's court? Is it like...
I can come get you, it's okay. I'm on my way.
Okay, don't be late to court, but all right, I'll see you soon.
Oh, I'm late to court.
Babe, you're gonna get like... You're gonna be like in contempt. I'll find another ride.
No,
seriously.
Are you sure?
Do you go to... Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to see you right now,
Okay.
please, just go to court. I'll find a ride.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, I love you too. Bye.
So, well, she doesn't have the authority to do it, but...
Ooh.
Where you been? That's it.
Oh yeah, we have a bailiff who's coming. Clarence Williams. Or I think it's Clarence, I don't know.
Who's that?
He's a senior lead ranger, whatever the fuck PD rankings are stupid as hell.
Oh,
and
the person behind you.
Oh, this is called Clerk Skylar Gray-Quinn.
Hey, how we doing? We've met before, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry.
Big fan of your love courts.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, she's a cool clerk who's gonna write all the notes on this case.
Am I?
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What, you want me to be the stenographer?
Notes.
You can write fast,
taken.
right?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Do you want me to write like the stenographer? That's what you want me to do, Your Honors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure.
You should do that, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Don't worry, it's only 2 witnesses plus however many defendants wish to testify.
Okay.
By the way, none of the witnesses are here.
Oh, perfect. Say less.
And I doubt the defendants are going to show.
Oh, there's no witnesses? Oh, that's
both,
interesting.
Both of them are on the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the
never
witnesses,
mind.
not the defendants.
Oh, the defendants. Yeah, the witnesses, no clue.
Okay, well,
Oh no, I'm gonna do the thing, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to. Oh no, I'm good. Never mind. I'm good.
oh, you're fine. I
fine.
was gonna ask if you need any food. Does anyone need food?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do need
God.
food. Sorry, Your Honor.
Jeez,
I do need
I'll
food.
put it on the thing for
Thank you,
Give me
Your
a
Honor.
It's Taco
sec here.
Tuesday out there right now.
Yum.
Yeah, I've purchased a lot of food.
I'm gonna lose my mind at this Miami mood, fella.
Fella, I believe my mood is a woman.
Okay, I'm trying to use American lingo. Fella is a okay. All right. I know for future.
Let me see.
Do you need any more?
Trying to learn from context
No, that's good.
clues.
Thank you, Your honor.
Thought
Are you
it was
sure
like-
you do want some for later? Oh, sorry.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead,
that would
Bertrand.
be cool.
thought it was like
Your
mate.
Honor, Sergeant McNamara is asking if you want police presence.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, they're asking yes.
Yes, yes.
Judge Dupre said yes 7 times.
Justice.
10 times. Okay, thank you, Sergeant.
You know what?
So I just
they're
write-
not used to it.
I would like some more food, Your honor. So I just write everything verbatim. Is that how that
As
works?
best you can.
Okay, perfect.
As best you can. Yep.
Perfect.
And more drinks? I'll give you another drink.
All right, thank you, Your honor. Fuck! I don't wanna. I literally said I don't.
Wait, are you allergic? Are you like lactose intolerant?
No, I'm just allergic to penicillin.
Okay. Because I am not going to be responsible for your mud butt.
Thank you, Your honor.
And I would stand on the opposite side of the courtroom.
Well, I'm not going to be here. Hello. Yes, police presence. Hello, Gavin.
Hello.
Gavin,
Okay,
can you
swing hammer.
jump?
Your Honor.
Oh my God, my
this
bailiff
is
is
like
here.
a sidebar whenever we're ready to proceed.
Okay, so the police have been asking me whether or not there's going to be some ERP tonight. The 3 of you are now justices of the court, which means any 2 of you can agree to do it, and then it just happens. So I am going to stay out of this because I am not on this panel, and I'm going to leave it up to you 3.
Also not on the panel.
How long does it delay it? That's my question here.
I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
The defendants are here. The plaintiffs are here. I don't like delaying things, and this is something we could have done earlier. I don't like doing that. That's on us. If we have police presence, we have police presence, but you know, they're here and they've been waiting.
All right.
You know, optimally, yes, I would like some herb considering how dangerous these people are, but I like to be considerate of people's time.
I mean, the case was meant to start 2 minutes ago. It'll probably take time for everybody to clear out of the courtroom. Everyone to then get searched for weapons.
Mm-hmm.
To do all that shebang. That's like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The Attorney General isn't here. 2 defendants are on the way. James Arsenal isn't here.
Also, Sparks wants to have a sidebar with y'all.
And
And they
Sparks
want
is
a
sidebar, so.
Since I
He was supposed to be here. In fact,
Hope you've been getting your words mins up. I have not.
and for what it's worth, because there is no ERP right now, most other officers will be leaving once things begin, and getting back on patrol. So
Say no to the ERP because what's the worst that can happen?
Okay, fine, Joe, Jesus. One of us
Literally.
dies, Prescott. That's the worst that
What's
can
that?
happen. One of us died.
On the head again. Yes.
Well, if that's the case, I'll just
I'll tell her to
give,
sit there.
Sergeant Bloom a call back and tell
what's
him
the
no
worst that
search
can happen?
tonight.
What if Ranger dies? I'm the only Ranger here. What if I die?
Okay. Can we invoke?
Supreme
Well,
Justice
you said
George.
no. I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes.
I don't know if I can do this.
You'd have two.
Hammer, Judge.
I'm not a justice, so
She's not
I'd say it doesn't really matter.
It looks like they're not going to be doing up today. Doing up, so.
Oh, there's some fucking strays come in here. Bear,
No,
can you
that's
deal with
Binks.
that?
No, it's Binks. That's my cat. It's Binks.
Yeah,
Okay, and what if someone's allergic
Bailiff's
to cats
Bailiff's
in here?
unlocked. Bailiff's unlocked.
That's a great question.
Your Honor, rebuttal. People are allergic to cologne and perfumes too.
I didn't ask you for a rebuttal. Shut up.
What?
Right.
A rebuttal.
Are we?
Oh, he's never been an asshole to me. That's the first time he's ever been an asshole to me.
Yarpin. Erpin.
Oh, let's do it.
Biggs? Where's Biggs?
Yes.
Oh, Binks. It's Binks. Binks.
Fair Sky, he is British.
I mean, it's still, yeah. Still need another justice to sign off. I'll say sure.
Friend.
I'm not paying any attention, but I trust Nora, so sure. If Nora says yes, why not?
Joy?
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna do the ERP.
Erpin.
We're doing the ERP.
Oh, you're gonna do it?
We're upping.
Okay, well then I'll call Bloom back and tell her that they've changed their mind and we are open now.
Sorry.
I'll do the
Sorry,
cool little
everybody.
announcement.
All right.
What time is it now? It's like 9 p.m. Eastern, so 4 hours from now is 1
It's
a.m.
9:04 p.m. right now, so it'd be
None of the
1
witnesses are
a.m.
here. This should be fairly quick, I think. Right? Let's do it right now.
Yep.
Sidebar 1.
Shouldn't be more than one sidebar, Your Honors. We've attempted numerous times, the state has attempted numerous times to contact both of our witnesses. None of them have returned any contact concerning this matter. The state would like to move for a mostly motion for summary judgment. I know that both Counselor Sukasa and Counselor or DDA Pike have had some closings. I think with respect to that, I think those should be heard. But other than that, we're willing to just move summary judgment unless there are other witnesses that the defense wishes to present.
Oh, thank fuck.
Howdy, gentlemen. I'm gonna let you know that ERP has been
No, sir.
active, so we will have to frisk you at this time.
Yeah.
So please stand up and turn away so that we can just give you a quick pat down.
8 days ago, when we were originally supposed to have the trial, I apologized to Mr. Arsenal concerning the situation. He advised that he should be able to make the date. Should be rescheduled a week or more later. He's obviously very included in notifications. DDA Pike has reached out to both our Attorney General and Mr. Arsenal through numerous methods, and none of them have returned to confirm whether they have or have not.
If you have anything on
do
you,
or-
now's the time to go
or
place
cannot
it
be here.
back. You'll be frisked when you come back in.
I wish I had a better answer for you, Your Honor. I do not.
We're sending some out from the crowd. They had weapons on them. They are taking them out to go put
There it
into
is.
the vehicles.
We did the best we could on the state side, Your Honor.
What?
In summary, are we doing opening and then closing and then we're just gonna wait, or?
Wait, I can.
Like to be? Because
I was going to ask some questions. Not my defense. Sorry, no, sorry. Never rephrase. I was going to ask the witnesses questions.
I can.
Right.
I can make state announcements.
Your client's going to be.
I was not bringing up any for mine to stand there.
I mean, that's good enough for me.
That's crazy.
I have a cigar box. I mean, that's pretty deadly.
Obviously, Your Honors, you have a
Okay.
decision. I think
Should've
an
been
opening.
justified.
I think an opening closing would be redundant.
that are here are
Just to go back and forth. That's just the state's opinion
Are you guys
on that.
just
Unless,
watching or?
One big close.
That's insane. I did not know that.
That's okay.
It just happened.
Just working and working.
All right.
That's
thank you, Ernest.
crazy.
I'm gonna pat you.
Urban,
patting it.
you know how it is.
All right. Have you guys been frisked yet, or can you go to your car?
Did I just hear? That's disgusting.
I'm so
you're good.
What?
happy that you're in
It was
uniform
declared.
and feeling better. Like you look okay. So.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you
it's,
so much.
I
Summary
declare.
judgment.
Skylar?
Well,
Oh,
here's the
Mum.
thing. We're not continuing this
haven't
again,
seen
so
her
summary
since
judgment
a
short.
bad
Yeah,
thing
I can
happened.
delete state announcements now.
I can also do that. I can edit and
We
delete
can.
them.
No, I don't have vampire teeth. I have
And make a new
vampire
one.
canine.
Right. Wearing vampire teeth.
I don't have vampire teeth. They're my real
I just
teeth.
got a message. Greco's on the way. We're on next.
Everybody
Oh,
wear vampire teeth, or is it just you?
I don't wear. I don't, those are my teeth. You can pull on.
Don't
my
believe
teeth
you.
if really need to. Okay, pull on my
To
teeth.
the dentist.
I mean, this case is
Yeah, you trying to tell me?
for a week and he
Tell me
has
you
not
ain't a
shown
vampire,
up.
miss. I have a necklace of
He-
blood around my neck.
It's
Let me
literally
just
a
make
crystal.
sure.
It's not blood.
Yeah, I mean 5
really
days.
Okay.
Everyone's shown
well,
up except
anyway,
them
Mickey,
two.
it's great to see you. Glad you're okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is this door
Uh,
open?
you-
Can I go through?
Your Honors, we just got word that the Attorney General Greco is on his way.
Yeah, shit. I get told no.
We have since we have the prisoners down there, it's secure right now.
Oh, I
Why
see.
don't you guys go
Okay.
first?
No
You
way.
should go
Kidnapping
left,
people
you should
again.
go first, or I was
I'm about to have a problem.
I don't know
What?
you're talking about.
Wait, what happened?
Okay. Got you. Okay, got you. Listen, I am so beyond sick right now. You're gonna have to explain things and baby talk to me.
Congratulations on Supreme Justice Joy, by the way.
Yeah, that's Bink Sparks.
Franklin.
The primary custodian of the cat is.
Well, I can't believe you'd only
Skylar
congratulate
Gray-Quinn, but,
Gavin.
I also claim.
And how it's a
Yeah, congratulations, Bertrand.
Skylar, yes sir.
shut the fuck.
Oh yeah,
Bernard?
congratulations to you too, Prescott.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
Skylaer, because our name is
Bert?
spelled with mine's an E and she's an A.
Pretty sure.
Would you kill me if I started calling you Birdie?
No, quite a few people call me Bertie.
Bertie
Jeez,
Prescott.
okay.
Betsy.
That's crazy.
Betsy.
Your Honor, can Mike
Not
have a bar
problem, sir.
license?
We got it.
I said Bertie, but also some people call me Birdie,
he's an
which
attorney
I'm
at
not
law.
sure.
I'm just
I'm
Sorry,
like.
I bring Binks to work. Your Honor.
I'll vouch for him. I've only ever vouched for one other person, which is Talia.
You're gonna vouch for a cat's ability to practice law.
Yes, sir. He will never, ever, ever,
Oh, you're
ever
not gonna like
get
this one.
his
Hold
bar
on.
license suspended.
I can give
He
him the
won't
bar
ever do a
license.
felony.
I'll do court clerking things and give it to him. If you approve it, Your Honor.
Okay, this is, I don't necessarily hate the idea of giving a cat a bar license because it's not like the cat is ever going to be able to undertake representing someone. But also at the same time, I feel like if I'm going to do something like give a bar license to a cat, I should probably make sure that there isn't a judge out there that's going to be really, really mad at me if I give a bar license to a cat.
Respectable,
Gonna
Your
draft
Honor.
articles of impeachment, Gavin.
Your
You're
Honor,
going
the
to
state will
impeach me if I
represent
give
you
a
in that
bar
matter.
license to a cat?
Yeah, reasons
He's
of
already a
mental
medic.
insanity.
Full state's resources to this.
Okay, well, there you have it. If I give a bar license to a cat, that man over there is going to have me impeached.
Sir,
But he
he's going
does
to
seem
attempt to
like
have you
a,
impeached.
Perfect candidate.
Successfully.
Do not do that.
No one wants an attorney at Paw. I don't understand. He'd be a great attorney.
Problem with what I just said.
All right. Well, attempt was made. An attempt was made.
Maybe we'll address it later. Maybe as things go on and as we
Justice
see
Prescott seems
Binks.
a little grumpy today, so yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll see
hold
Binks
up.
in court a few more times, and we'll get a feel for Binks's legal ability, and then maybe we'll reassess whether the cat should get a bar license.
I think.
Understood.
Good.
Your,
He's been in
your
court.
Supreme
This is. I
Justice.
think this is like fourth time in court now.
I mean, I'm sure you
He
guys
like
are
pulls
great,
up.
but the last one I met was useless.
Man, it's Franklin.
Yeah, he shows
I'm
up more
curious
than
if
my
Franklin would do
witnesses.
this.
Yeah? Who's the last one you met?
Jackson something?
Can Binks be a DDA,
Yes.
a DA paralegal?
I could hire him. Yeah.
Please?
Early. Yeah.
Paralegal.
Paralegal, yeah.
Paralegal.
Yeah.
There.
Because
Binks, you want to be a
I
pool
respect
legal?
Oh yeah, true.
your position.
think he's
where
doing
you
the sleep.
clearly don't respect mine or anyone in my department. I'm going to kindly walk away from you.
I'm sure you guys are great. Selective hearing these people.
I would love to see Binks and Fish in court
That was a
against
joke,
each
but I might
other.
have had your surgery
I
today.
wouldn't.
I think that'd be really
So-
funny, like going against each other
What do we?
with a legal
What are we working
argument
on?
and not understanding them at all.
Oh my God. What the hell?
Are you part of this? He's been hanging out with EMS. Someone told me he was
Little
hanging
chill
out with
there.
EMS.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think.
yeah, you
I
like
was the one
went
who
on like a
interrogated
mountain
every
rescue or
single one of
something.
them and processed them and worked with.
Didn't he do that a couple days ago?
DA,
Yeah, he's
or-
not hired there. He's just like an emotional
all the
support.
evidence, too.
Oh, we should get him. Well, he's your cat, so you have to get him certified, babe.
I
But
don't know.
Mm.
I guess.
Yeah, animal court.
Holy fucking
Animals
effing-
for animals.
Animal court. I can't believe no one wants an attorney at Paul. That just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Between his two moms, you'd figure.
Mm.
Not sure. Apparently, people are in.
You real piece of shit.
going to
I
jail
I
and haven't
was
been up here for some
not.
reason.
I was
And you wait until your boss walks out before that, huh?
here considering what's going on
Howard?
in his office. Kind of cut him a break a
You in
bit,
front of her.
but if he's here, he's here.
Yeah, you're a coward.
Plus, I mean, there was 5 days notice. It was a very quick turnaround as well. It's not as if the case has been scheduled for like 2 weeks and they knew about this date.
court doesn't look ready to.
Yeah, the DA's office, you know how
Yeah, but
we're, you know,
shoes
they're trying
they
to
can take off or something.
catch up with all the work. We don't want to inundate them, and so
Alright, thank you, Your Honor.
he's reorganizing that, and along with all of his other projects. I'm just trying to respect his time, you know.
So it look the same. Okay.
All right, I've got the DOC, you know, scratching the neck like they're on a meth withdrawal. Do you want them to bring the criminal defendants up right now, or have them down there until, you know, the Attorney General shows up and you're actually ready to call the matter to order?
Yeah, now you look normal.
And let's bring them up.
Yeah, let's bring them up.
I want them just sitting down in the cell.
He just said on the way.
Yeah, that's no fun.
That is no. Let's bring them up.
Back time frame.
Right, I heard
Thank
two
you,
people
sir.
say bring them up, so I just told the DOC you gotta bring them up.
Yeah.
Well, is Greco a witness, or is he
Yeah, he's a
actually
witness.
handling? Okay, if he's. Oh, right. It's this case. Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be important to wait until Greco actually gets here because he is kind of like a extremely key witness to what transpired.
Do we think Greco's gonna show up, chat?
You guys walk slow as shit.
Inform the counselors of such a thing.
Alright.
Look at that. He's not wearing his usual. Is he wearing the purple tie? Is he going brown and purple? No, he's not wearing. He's not wearing his purple tie. Unless if my eyes just don't work. Wait, I think my eyes. just
Brown
don't
tie.
work.
It's
Hold on.
definitely
It's the
brown.
whole "bring me my red shirt" thing.
So are the lawyers aware we're just gonna run it like normal?
I don't
Sure,
like
I'll
the
do it.
pants, but I do like the shirt. I like the tie, and I like the jacket. A nice color combination. The pants don't work.
And it comes into the.
Why is there like fucking 75 more cops than there was last time we were here?
Yes. So, yes, sidebar, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Sidebar it is.
They add shit into evidence? Cuff me now, motherfucker. Cuff to the desk.
Was never officially asked because I know motion for summary judgment before you confirm that the Attorney General's on the way. Do you still want summary judgment? Or are we just going to proceed with trial? Seeing as you've got everyone here and the Attorney General's on the way, you're just down one witness.
I think it would be the state affirms that we believe it would be fair for the defense to question the Attorney General as he's the victim in the matter and is willing to speak. If everyone's willing to wait, the state can withdraw the motion at this time.
If you heard
Alright.
it, but I was shot in the head in prison, so I was in a
What do you
coma for
think?
like 9
Defense?
years.
That's good with me. Go good with
Fair
that.
enough.
Works for me.
Treatments and stuff like that.
Proceed.
I lost like 13 years of my life.
Yeah, the cat. Cat lawyer, cat lawyer, cat lawyer, cat lawyer.
I'd like
cat lawyer,
to
cat lawyer.
like a timetable, like ETA when he's actually gonna be here.
I don't have one.
Right?
What we were advised was I'm on my way.
He's really outside whipping the chicken.
Since I have cuffed him to desk.
All right.
That was at 8:08. That was like 8 minutes. 10 minutes ago, less than 10 minutes.
I wanted to make sure.
I don't have them.
Oh, well.
Instead, he got picnic
I mean,
table
he's gonna come. I just think they would probably just give him a little bit of time. He's probably trying to get from his office to here. I would say the 15 minutes is probably appropriate.
Shame.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah, like a little recess until he gets here.
Not you. Can you back up a little?
That's cool with me.
With it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The state doesn't have an issue with that, Your Honor.
There's so many fucking
Okay.
people here compared to last time.
Alright.
What's going on? Edgar, did they add more shit to fucking the case?
What are you doing with getting this over underway? We're here and open and then what?
Shit.
Well, they basically asked me if we wanted
What's
summary
going on?
judgment.
So we're just
Make sure
going
that
to
was
open
not
and then
something
recess
that
until
we
Greco gets here, then we hear his
Start
testimony.
with Greco.
Is that what's going on?
Where did Clarence just go?
Okay, I really need to concentrate, so I can't play music. Oh, cat.
You're not dying. Wasn't on fucking duty. God damn it. You're not king.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, definitely.
I will leave you and your feline.
Yes.
Okay, that's too cute. That's too
Oh,
cute.
well, you're 21 right now.
Go away now.
Do you want to go with the justice? You can go with the
21,
justice.
so what, time
Sweet.
served? Let's walk the
It's
fuck up out of
okay.
here.
It's okay. Stay
Him's
here
a
with
good
your-
boy.
You don't look all that great.
Your cat. The
Yeah, I had
cat
a
is
limb go
long.
through my entire side. It went through both ends of my stomach. It was great.
Okay, I need to play music actually.
All right. Well, thank you, Your Honor. Oh, there he goes.
The cat.
Attorney General, right? So everyone's here. Should we get this show on the road?
like
I'm
2 weeks ago.
fine to commence. We can do so.
I'm ready to be in my
That's
stenographer
because-
era.
Yep,
Hey,
stenographer
Thank you
era.
for taking notes.
That's okay. I've sent you the thing. Your Honor.
Do the thing, all of us?
No, but I can. Give me a second.
Vendors can also give it to me as well.
Okay, perfect.
Wasting more time in court, got it.
Yeah, I got you. No
Walking here
worries.
as slow as he can.
I'll press that.
Hi.
Your Honor, the state's ready to proceed.
Defense has been ready, Your Honor.
All right.
Oh, I can't keep up.
It is okay. Yeah.
This is what I get when I get married.
Go ahead. Vince.
Okay. It is Tuesday, the 21st of May, 2024. This is the State v. Giovanni Gambino et al. Case number
Sorry if I don't respond to chat.
14208 on the criminal docket. For the prosperity of the court, we did have a sidebar in which the state made a motion for summary judgment, but that has since been withdrawn by the state because a witness is here. Hello, Attorney General. We will start by reading the statement of charges. We will move forward to pre-trial motions, if any, and then we will enter a plea for each defendant. Statement of charges reads as follows: on May 2nd, 2024, San Andreas Attorney General Salvatore Greco was found in the depth of the Clucking Bell chicken factory. Blood strewn across the floor and a near fatal wound clear on his head from shot close enough that it could only lead to an execution. Among those that fought against our bravest in blue were Mr. Giovanni Gambino, Mr. Glenn Armstrong Jr., Mr. Bob Edgar Valentine, and Mr. Bob American. While officers picked up their wounded and collected evidence, everything led to a conspiracy. One primary reason for the kidnapping and violent attempted murder of one of San Andreas' highest-ranking political figures. Revenge. A conspiracy methodical, planned out, and by design ready to hurt everyone they felt that wronged a supposed ally. Today, the state of San Andreas comes through to see the plan for what it is: an assassination and intimidation attempt to disrupt the gears of our state. The state asks for the charges presented to be upheld, that the people in and out of any office find the sidewalks and streets safer. The prayer to the cause sings true in the hopes that our heads lay down softly for one night. We shall move to any pre-trial motions, starting with the state.
No pre-trial motions at this time, Your Honor.
Alrighty, defense, any pre-trial motions?
So I need to restate the one asked for last week.
Can you repeat that, Counselor Sukasakani?
Your Honor, defense would like to make a pre-trial motion to state specifically to Counselor Sparks for not using a Latin terminology to describe or object to anything within the trial today. While we understand that Counselor Sparks has many years of law experience.
Get on the mic. I cannot hear.
I cannot hear.
We cannot hear you. Please.
Apologies.
Yep.
Your Honor, defense would like to make a pre-trial motion to the state specifically to Counselor Sparks for not using a Latin terminology to describe or object to anything within the trial today. While we understand that Counselor Sparks has many years of law experience, she has a degree in doing words well. Defense would like to point out that within me, Austin, and Ezekiel, we all have under 1 year law experience. And with that in mind, we're asking for that leniency towards the state.
Okay, I am going to take a page out of Supreme Justice Joy's book and ask you from a dial, if there was a dial on how hard you want Sparks to go when it comes to these objections from 1 to 10, what you want that dial to be?
While defense has no issue with Counselor Sparks objecting, I would just like not to hear any Latin terminology.
Same answer you gave last time. Give me a number.
8 or 9.
8 or 9?
Yeah, 8 to 9.
Counselor Sparks, what say you?
Your Honor, do you want me to keep it professional, or do you want to keep it short and sweet?
Professional and short.
Okay, professional, Your Honor. While the state recognizes that the counselors on the other side for the defense does have a lower amount of combined experience than Deputy District Attorney Skylar Sparks, the state asserts that while the experience does not equal in time, they did choose to ad nauseum join the case and file numerous motions and have not recused themselves. The state believes that because of that, they have chosen the battleground to which they stand on. Your Honor, the unprofessional mark is LOL get good, no.
It wasn't also like good either.
It's kind of rude, to be honest.
Well,
for no reason, actually.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and motion to recuse Counselor Sparks from the case overall. Actually.
What grounds?
Because rude.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. To both sides, we're gonna keep this professional. Okay? Both sides, we're keeping this professional. We have waited long enough to have this case here. I'm not recusing Sparks. Sparks, keep it professional. Defense, keep it professional. Okay? I don't want to have a back and forth type of thing. We all know this is where you showcase your legal prowess, not necessarily your snark.
I
Am I
wrote
understood?
Another motion from Talia to recuse
Your
Sparks
Honor, that would
because
not be
rude.
provided unless
Dupre
you
says,
offered
no,
permission.
keep it professional, no
I
back
will
and forth
going
type thing.
forward ensure that my normal professionalism is upheld for the station of my office.
Okay. Any other motions at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Bring it back to Van Dorst.
Alrighty. Charges. Defendant Giovanni Gambino. You're being charged of the following: either enter a plea of either guilty or not guilty or no contest. Terrorism ×1.
In order to save some time, Your Honor, I think we'll be doing not guilty on every single charge for every single client.
Bingo. Yana.
That does save some time. Alrighty, for the record, all 4 defendants are pleading not guilty to all charges.
Correct, Your Honor.
Alrighty, we shall move to opening statements, starting with the state of San Andreas.
My God, so sorry. You okay?
That's a hell of a statement.
That is a hell of an opening statement, DDA Pike.
Hey.
Tase him.
All right, everybody.
Ice packs are needed. Let me know. Doctor is in the house.
All right. Well, firstly, I apologize to the defendant, Mr. Armstrong Jr. I apologize about that. But this is not the first time I've stood here in the last month to present a case that could ultimately seal the fate of multiple defendants standing trial today. Today, the state of San Andreas will lay out a timeline of events of this act of revenge. On Thursday, May 2nd, 2024, defendants Giovanni Gambino, Glenn Armstrong Jr., Edgar Valentine, and Bob American attempted to dismantle and permanently hinder the growth of our state when they tried to murder our Attorney General Salvatore Greco. The group known as the Ballers, led by Mr. Armstrong Jr., has been the center of an investigation by the district attorney consistently over the last few months. On Saturday, April 27th, our office brought Mr. Valentine and Mr. Armstrong to court over potential treason when they disgracefully and unsuccessfully attempted to secede from the state of San Andreas. When Greco was rescued deep within the Clucking Bell chicken factory of Paleto Bay, it was clear that the defendants attempted to execute our Attorney General. Through a thorough investigation, the district attorney's office, along with the hard work of numerous law enforcement officials, have unearthed just how calculated this assassination attempt was and how methodical the defendants were to cover their tracks. The state of San Andreas seeks that the judiciary uphold tonight's charges. We need to keep moving San Andreas forward. The next steps forward is getting these violent criminals the long-term rehabilitation that they deserve. Thank you for your time and consideration.
How do you get this guy in cuffs?
Okay, Pie.
Please help me.
Pie.
Oh my
cuffs.
Second time.
Jesus.
There's no way that was an accident.
Apologize.
There's no way that was an accident.
Sorry, okay?
Twice.
This goddamn mic stand is terrible, okay? It just...
In handcuffs.
Why don't you donate to the budget? Keep your hands to yourself.
You donate okay, sorry.
Okay, that was an opening statement and a half. Defense, opening statements.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, on the 2nd of May, our clients had a charge of terrorism pressed against them. The state will claim that the defendants acted in an attempt to affect the conduct and influence the policy of the government within the state. However, this is far from the truth and is built on a foundation of lies made by the Attorney General. Statements within the report for the primary incident consist of many discrepancies relating to the descriptions of the individuals involved. In addition, various reports which hold no weight to the matter at hand and have been dealt with prior to this have been attached as evidence in an attempt to sway the judgment based on the defendant's past crimes. The Attorney General himself initiated this incident in sending a text message to one of the defendants, Edgar Valentin, expressing his undivided attention will be given to the group, known as the Boys. This was a clear attempt at threatening the defendants, and we feel as though the state is throwing the charge of terrorism around like a traffic citation. Is this the precedent we want setting in this state? As soon as a government employee is kidnapped and attacked, the suspects are immediately charged with terrorism? I'd like to think not. Ultimately, terrorism is a major crime and should not be thrown around as lightly as it is here today. Prosecution will once again fail to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendants committed a felony A crime and will further support the clear agenda set against my clients. Thank you.
Gave her the chip.
Okay, with opening statements out of the way, we shall move to the state of San Andreas. You can either call a witness or highlight any evidence.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, we'll be calling the Attorney General Salvatore Greco to the stand.
The Attorney General Greco, take the stand. Bailiff Williams, would you like to swear him in?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney General Greco, please raise your left hand for me, okay? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Mantis?
I do.
You? All right, he's been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right. State your witness.
Your Honor, I just ask for a little patience from the defense on this. I'm still recovering from a very grievous wound, so I may be a little slower in asking my questions. Attorney General, could you state your full name for the record, please?
Salvatore Greco.
And what is your profession?
Legal.
And do you have any ranks in said profession?
Attorney General for the state of San Andreas.
And just for the record, as an Attorney General, is that a political position in nature?
Yes.
What does that generally entail?
I'm responsible for the administration of criminal charges, addition, charging, reduction, plea deals, the whole 9 yards, dealing with the judiciary, dealing with all branches of government at the executive level.
Understood. So bear with me as I ask these questions. There may be a few that may be sensitive in nature. So I do apologize. If you need to take a break, please let us know. Let's talk about the defendants. Are you familiar with the defendant, Giovanni Gambino?
No.
Understood. Are you familiar with the defendant, Mr. Glenn Armstrong Jr.?
Yes.
How are you familiar with Mr. Armstrong?
He typically calls me when he wants something, or to negotiate plea deals for his many criminal offenses.
Did you state that it's personal in nature?
I believe we have rapport. We have dealt with each other on various topics, on various things, on various occasions. So I guess we do have a moderately personal relationship, yes.
Understood. Are you familiar with the defendant, Edgar Valentin?
Yes, less so than Mr. Armstrong.
Do you mind elaborating for the court?
I primarily know Mr. Valentin from his criminal history based on his incidents where he's attached as a criminal defendant. I don't really spend any time talking with him.
Understood. So let's go to the last defendant. Unfortunately, he's not here, but are you familiar with the defendant, Bob American?
No.
Understood. And prior to the date listed in the primary report, how familiar were you with the 4 defendants?
Prior to the incident we're talking about today, you mean?
The kidnapping, yes, sir.
I would say that for out of the 4 defendants, I spent most of my time dealing with Mr. Armstrong. Second there by Mr. Valentine, and I had never spoken, as far as I know, with Mr. Gambino or Mr. American before.
Understood. Let's adjust pace a little bit and go to public record. I want to touch on something that you might be familiar with. I want to talk about docket number 11636, the state v. Armstrong and Valentin. Are you familiar with it?
Is it for treason? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say objection relevance. This is evidence.
Is it in evidence? Sorry.
1 second.
Your Honor, can we have the defense clarify what objection they're claiming for this line of questioning?
Relevance.
Why is this relevant? DDA spots.
I'll touch on it. 1, it's public record. 2, it's regarding past behaviors and circumstances concerning the defendants with charges such as terrorism, treason, other additional heavy charges like murder. Past behaviors and actions, especially those of public record, are vitally important to understand the mindset or the mens rea and actus rea concerning the situation. We believe that touching on this is going to be relevant concerning the charges pressed on the state today.
For clarification to the state, what number was this?
11636. It's the treason
Okay, it is
case.
part of evidence.
I'm familiar with that case, to answer your question.
just a moment.
There's still an
I'll
objection on the
drop.
table,
I'm sorry.
Attorney General. Oh, you've withdrawn? Alrighty, answer the question.
Familiar with the treason case, Ms. Sparks.
How familiar are you with it, Attorney General?
Very familiar.
Were you aware of this case prior to your kidnapping?
Yes.
How were you aware of that case?
Well, it come across my desk a few times. First of all, in just kind of letting me know what had happened down in the south side, and then after that, it was negotiation of, I believe, plea deals. And then after that, the last conversation I had about it was regarding the denial of Mr. Valentine's bail, and just kind of talking with him about how we were going to deal with that.
Understood. And concerning the matter of this case, again, of public record, do you know what Balistan is?
Balistan, I believe, was the referenced entity. I'm not sure what exactly it was supposed to be, but it was considered, at least in the charging document, to be a secessionist movement in the South Side.
Understood. And are you aware of the verdict of the case?
I believe it was a partially guilty verdict where the primary charge of treason was not upheld.
Understood. Well, let's touch back on the incident why we're here today. Do you recall the incident on May 2nd of your kidnapping?
Yeah, I do recall my kidnapping, yes.
Where were you kidnapped from?
Outside the DMV by the food truck.
Do you recall your kidnappers?
I came to know my kidnappers to be the defendants, but not initially. They were wearing masks, and also got out of a truck and swam me while I was surrounded by 8 or so people.
Your Honor, or one of your honors, can we place an image on the board, please?
What image?
Bear with me while I look up the exact name. This is going to be in kidnapping of Attorney General 13998. The image is going to be titled "Vehicle Used in Kidnapping."
this one?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney General, was this the vehicle that you were forced to get into?
Believe so.
Understood. Your Honor, can we have another piece of evidence put on the board from the same report?
What photo?
That would be a vehicle glove box. Attorney General, are you able to reference this image? I don't know if you'll be able to read all of it on the board once it's up there.
Yeah, it's the vehicle registration for, I presume, the vehicle in the photo, which is Edgar Valentine, purchase price, and the plate.
Understood. When you were taken from the DMV, what did your kidnappers sound like?
Well, they sounded primarily like kidnappers, ma'am. They were saying, get in the car. You know, they had their guns up, and the only thing I really noticed, which is the preeminent hairdo of what later be known as Mr. Armstrong, but other than that, they were masked up. Yeah.
Understood.
As far as sounding like people, I didn't recognize. Actually, they mostly had Russian accents, I think.
Gotcha. And when did they drop the Russian accents?
Well, mid-conversation after we had left the DMV, a few minutes after that.
Gotcha. Where did they end up taking you?
Well, we were driving for a significant period of time. At one point, I believe we wound up at Zancudo. And then after that, we went up north to Polito. There was a stop before that, but we were mostly driving.
When did your kidnappers reveal themselves to you?
I believe on the way to the first stop.
Understood. And did they tell you anything, or did they talk to you at all during this transport?
Yeah. Well, was mostly threats to start. You know, and then I obviously there was a communicative aspect of why they picked me up. I believe it was Valentine who dropped the accent first, because we quickly led into the conversation about the treason charges and the time he spent in prison.
Could you elaborate on that conversation from Mr. Valentine?
Mr. Valentine had called me the previous day. Actually, that's not even true. Mr. Valentine picked me up outside the DMV, and he did have his gun out, but I did go willingly. I didn't call it in as a kidnapping or anything like that. We had an amicable conversation related to the fact that he was up for 18 years on treason charges that went not guilty, and he felt it was pretty egregious, the amount of time he had spent up there. And he asked that I extend the period in which he could repay his outstanding fines, because he had been in jail so long that it would not make any sense for him to have to pay that. So it was a bit coercive in nature, but I did agree, and I did pass along that I didn't feel that the denial of his bail was in tune with other matters that we had seen of that nature where bail was typically granted. So anyway, I'm not sure if you want me to break on that, but we continued into that conversation about that same instance pretty much right away.
Your Honor, can we place another image on the board, please?
Sure.
This one be from the same report. It would be text between Greco and Valentin, comma, Mountain Time.
They're on the way. What's up? I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't. Okay, fine. Have worried for me.
Did you send this text message, Attorney General?
Sorry, what was the question?
When did you send this text message between the conversation you had with Mr. Valentin and the kidnapping? When was this sent?
May 2nd at 5:38 p.m.
What was the reason that you sent it?
I sent it because Humphrey, the DA, Humphrey Pennyworth, was shot by what we believed to be at the time Mr. Valentine. Well, he was arrested and charged for it, so I'm not sure if that's in controversy. But anyway, Humphrey had been shot at the DMV because of the treason charges that weighed against him, and for the 18 years that Mr. Valentine spent in prison.
Just for the court's record, that is in evidence. That is report 13969. Please continue, Attorney General.
I'm happy to read the text, but the spirit of this message essentially was Mr. Valentine and I had a conversation, moderately coercive as it was, and I felt that we had an understanding that I would take care of what he asked for. He didn't have any other requests on top of that. And considering the previous history that I've had dealing with various ballers and their heavy-handed charges and coming up with solutions for them, that I was essentially telling them that I'm not going to be continuing that. That is in response to them attacking somebody over something we had already had a conversation about and came to a conclusion on. And I also mentioned that as far as the criminal elements of this state, the Baller Gang would be receiving additional attention from myself if they were to find themselves in controversy or further high-level crimes as they want to do from 24-hour period to 48 hours periods.
Understood. So let's go back to the incident at hand that ended up kidnapping you. What was the final point of your kidnapping?
Well, the conversation and the genesis of what was happening in the car was they were gonna do harm to me. There was not much I could do about it, and it was primarily because of the text message. They felt threatened. They did not appreciate the words I wrote, and felt that the only possible conclusion was to continue to attack members of the state until we learned our lesson. The situation culminated with what I believed to be the arrival of the police at the chicken factory. We had been holed up inside for some time having a conversation. They had made me strip my clothing off. I'm not sure why. I believe the person, Bob American, was behind me with a gun to me. I did see a police officer move, or at least who I thought to be a police officer move towards the exit of the chicken factory, and Mr. Valentine just started shooting. At that point, Bob American began to panic and then shot me in the back.
Did they talk to you at all at the chicken factory?
They did.
What did they say? And who talked to you?
It was actually primarily Bob American.
And what did he say?
Mr. American stated that we in the government were going to learn a lesson. Well, actually, mostly the DOJ, I guess, would be. I wouldn't say the entirety of the government, but the DOJ was going to figure this out. They were going to torture me, skin me alive. They were going to do this, do that. But they had been kind of flustered because they'd fired off a shot when we were in Zancudo, and I believe that they were concerned about being discovered. So it was mostly Bob American running the show with Valentine and Mr. Armstrong kind of listening to what he had to say.
You said you were injured, and in the primary report, it corroborates that. How far away were you shot from?
Mr. American was hiding behind me when the police started shooting back after Mr. Valentine opened fire. He had the gun pressed to my back. He started shooting.
Understood. In the primary report, in the People's A, it states that you were robbed. Do you recall being robbed?
They took they took all my belongings off of me. They were very concerned with me being tracked. They asked if I had anyone tracking me on my phone, which I did not at that time. So they had my phone, all electronic devices, my PD-issued firearm, and some other my wallet and some things like that, my cash in there.
Did they say why they were robbing you?
They were concerned with my phone being tracked or someone being able to figure out where I was.
Gotcha. Your Honors, can I have the Attorney General reference a piece of evidence in the People's A?
Sure.
Attorney General, can we look at James Arsenal's statement in the People's A, the primary report? That'd be 13998.
Is that going up on the board? I got to read it.
It's a short statement, Attorney General. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of it before I started asking questions.
Okay. Just for my own reference, I haven't opened it yet. What is this docket number, just so I can see the evidence?
14208.
Oh my god.
Okay, and that's Mr. Arsenal's statement.
Sir.
Okay.
I just have a few questions concerning
I haven't yet.
you in that statement.
Sure. Should I read it out or?
No, I don't think a performative exhibit is necessary. That being said, in the statement, he says that you reacted as though you knew you were going to be kidnapped. Did you know you were going to be kidnapped?
I did not know I was going to be kidnapped, but it does seem to be happening more and more frequently these days.
He states that you said they're here for me. Was that just an assumption?
Considering the nature of the people I was standing with, unless, yeah, I was just having a conversation with, Joe and Jane San Andreas of the, hanging outside a food truck. I have no idea why multiple armed gunmen would be jumping out for them, but I assumed that it was for me.
Gotcha. Let's just touch back on the defendants really quick, and I'll wrap up questioning on direct. Do you have any question at all that the defendants were your kidnappers?
No.
So you can 100% confirm that the defendants were your kidnappers?
Yes. They eventually removed their masks and were arrested on scene of the chicken factory shooting. So I don't believe that it is refutable in that case.
At any point in time, did you lose sight or eyes on your kidnappers?
No.
Understood. No further questions on direct, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Attorney General Greco, when you were allegedly kidnapped, what clothing was your kidnappers wearing?
There was Mr. American was wearing a tracksuit. I believe it was a tracksuit anyway. I primarily know these individuals by their distinguishing kind of characteristics. Mr. Armstrong by his hair and his face, and Valentine by his limited vocabulary and facial tattoos. Mr. American was not familiar to me, but I did notice him to be wearing I believe it was a tracksuit. Mr. Gambino was in a black and color t-shirt and a newspaper boy hat. I think Mr. Armstrong may have been wearing a sweatsuit of some kind. I remember it to be light colored, but I was in the back of the trunk of the car without getting too good of a look at him.
Oh, I was originally asking when you got kidnapped.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it stands out to me like a light colored sweatshirt for Mr. Armstrong, but I primarily remember the masks, the guns, the hair, and then later just having conversations with them directly.
Okay. Whenever they kidnapped you, what accents did they have for clarification?
They were doing Russian accents.
Okay. When you hopped out of the vehicle to kidnap you.
What's it? Sorry, that again?
How many people hopped out of the car to kidnap you?
I do not recall exactly, but I would say, based on my immediate recollection, at least two of them were out of the car. I remember seeing Slim's hair first, and that was pretty much it.
And again, did you know what you were being kidnapped for?
I did not know initially, but basically, 25, 30 seconds into the vehicle, listening to the questions and being, kind of, I had an idea pretty quickly, but not immediately upon being kidnapped.
Sure. We're gonna go ahead and restate the text evidence that's on the board at the moment that you can look at. By chance, did you consider not badgering a violent street game via text message to garner a reaction from them?
What?
I'm sorry, can you restate that question a little slower?
Sure.
I'm old.
Sure, I can try. By chance, consider not badgering a violent street game to garner a reaction from them.
Your Honor, objection, speculation.
Let's see. I'll hear a rebuttal.
My rebuttal is I don't think I'm speculating anything. I mean, if you read the message, it seems like it's badgering.
State final rebuttal, Your Honor?
Sure.
It is not up to Councilor Sukasa to speculate based on the language of a text message. While her opinion of it may sit in a certain place, we believe it is inherently speculatory for the Attorney General or any witness to assume a reaction without it being
Posture
clear
check,
that there
Hail
is
Hydra. Thank you.
an
Sorry, I'm
inherent
like
aggressive
going
intent.
off. Holy fuck.
What do you think? I want to sustain this, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of speculative. Just a text message.
Hold on. You're asking my opinion?
Yeah.
Sustain it. It is speculatory. In my opinion,
Listen.
I mean, he doesn't
Wait,
know
where's
how they're gonna
Stringham?
react. No. We'll
Yeah,
continue.
All right.
But if you're feeling like sustaining it, I'd agree with you. You've got my.
All right.
I've got your back.
Yeah, we're gonna sustain the objection.
Understood. Greco, when you were allegedly drove up to the chicken factory by force, what did your kidnappers say to you?
They were concerned about the nature of the text message, for sure. That was an aspect of it. After that, it was complaints about the amount of time spent in prison and how often they are charged with crimes. Crimes specifically.
When you were within their custody, did they try to coerce you by changing state law or statute of limitations in some way?
Objection, compound.
I can break down the two if you like, Victor.
Yep, sure.
Yes.
Sustain.
Yes, please do.
So I will restate. Did they try to coerce you by changing state law in any way?
Coerce me into changing state law,
changing
like
state
demanding
law,
I
yes.
request I change some things?
Yes.
No. I guess the primary. No.
Okay. Did they try to coerce you into changing statute of limitations in some way?
Statute of limitations.
Yes.
That did not come up.
Okay. Did they try to extort you for money at any point?
Extort me for money. I don't believe so.
Okay. Did they try to extort the state for money at any point?
That day? Well, I would have to, without checking the rental logs. No, I don't believe so.
Within this
Not that day.
situation.
Within this situation, well, they took money out of they took my wallet. It had $2,500 in it.
Would you
Something
consider
like
that
that.
extortion?
I mean,
Objection,
guess.
opinion of a layperson.
What?
Objection withdrawn, Your Honor.
I was gonna say he is the Attorney General, Ms. Sparks. Please proceed, Counselor.
Whenever you were kidnapped, where were you originally taken by your alleged kidnappers?
Was I taken? I cannot recall the immediate first location we went to. It was industrial in nature, but after that, it was in Kudo, the military base, the aircraft hangars.
Okay. In the statement you gave to Sergeant Nixon, you stated that you were originally under a bridge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Defense is going to go ahead and motion to strike this witness for not only unreliable testimony but perjury.
There might have been a bridge.
What?
Rebuttal, Your Honor?
Okay.
Yeah, please. Ms. Sparks.
Okay, so the standard of a unreliable witness is exceptionally high. First, and I'm gonna fucking write. Sorry, Your Honor. I'm gonna say a novel really quick. An unreliable witness, per standard of any any common jurisprudence, requires there to be a history or consistency.
Pardon me, Ms. Sparks. Is there someone yelling? Who's
Yes,
yelling?
Your Honor. I don't know.
Who's yelling?
Someone over there.
Come close. Come up.
Yeah, I heard it from somewhere over there. My apologies, my voice.
No, it's fine. I want to know who it is, and I want them to stand up and walk forward since they think this is some type of zoo.
We had this conversation before. Yeah.
Sir, come with me.
We're on this side for a bit.
Oh my God.
Don't resist.
What?
State your name.
Lonnie Risotto.
Hey, Mr. Risotto. That's how you identify Mr., correct?
Because I got shot in the
Forget
Risotto.
about it.
Is it Mr. Risotto? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Risotto.
What the? Okay. So, what compelled you to open your mouth and yell in this courtroom as if this is an episode of Maury or Judge Judy?
getting arrested because I have a bullet in my eye.
It isn't? Is that what You're you're telling
sassier
me?
than Judge Judy.
I am
Are
a
you
victim.
yelling in the courtroom?
It's Mr. Oliver Nova, Your
I
Honor.
am a victim.
Shouldn't the judge be explaining these things, how objections work? Not her over there.
Why are you answering my question with a question?
Why was I yelling? Is that your question?
That is my question. Why are you yelling? Why do you feel
Why
you
are
need
you
to open your mouth and yell in my courtroom? That's my question. And don't answer it with a question.
This is my normal speaking tone. I'm Italian. Hey, forget about it.
Well, you're going to have to lower that volume down. And if you can't do that, you need to hit those doors and get out. Do you understand me?
I understand. Sorry,
This is
Your
not a
Honor.
time for you to be doing your outbursts. This is not a time for you to be doing your forget about it. I do not care about this. This is a very serious
Isn't the
case.
judge, like, also doing an outburst right now, though? All right. Sorry, Your Honor.
Back to your seat. Sparky, I
forgot.
tell you. Apologies. Miss Sparks. Patience,
Actually,
malarkey.
before we go, I'll just make a statement because I didn't make it at the start of the chart, but I did make it at the start of the chart that we had last week. Hey, this is a capital level offense that they are being accused of. Terrorism. It can carry the death penalty. The death penalty may be imposed. Frankly, we do not care about what you have to say. Let the people who are here in the well try the case and present their arguments. We do not care of what you have to say in the back. We will give you contempt of court. You will go to jail. There is no fucking around here. Is that understood?
Are you talking to me?
Everyone, honestly, but yes, you.
Oh, yes, understood, Giannis. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Alrighty.
Forget about it.
Okay, let's continue. Rebuttal from Councillor Sparks.
Yes, Your Honor. An inconsistent or unreliable witness is required to be shown through inconsistent statements, repetition or of untruthfulness, the defects of perception, prior convictions, and bias. While the state does concede that being the victim in this crime, the Attorney General is going to have some inherent bias, as well as a law enforcement agent, concerning charges that are pressed, the state vehemently asserts that simply because he forgot a bridge, it does not meet any of the prongs for what is considered standard for an unreliable witness. The state further
Let it
asserts that
cook,
this
let
is
it
the
cook.
defense's haphazard way of trying to remove a witness from the stand that has been exceptionally consistently reliable without showing any purpose behind the motion.
I have a rebuttal if you want, Your Honor.
Sure. I'll hear a response.
All right. So He said he got shot in the back. Apparently, got shot in the back of the head. He didn't remember what his kidnappers were wearing. He didn't remember his kidnappers' vocal accents that were reported on. There's multiple inconsistencies, not only within Greco, but also within the police officers as well. He didn't remember where he was originally taken to in terms of the bridge. Need I go on?
All right.
One of the other is someone else trying to speak?
How do you spell inconsistencies?
All right, go ahead, Van Dorst.
Motion to strike the witness is going to be denied. The testimony that is on court record will remain on court record. You can highlight any discrepancies when it is your time for you to highlight evidence and within your closing, and all of that will be taken into account when we deliberate. We're writing it all down.
Thank you.
It's basically what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna pass on to Austin. Go ahead, Austin.
Your Honors, I might still have my lapel mic on. Can I just jump up there to make sure it's not turned on still?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Greco, you mentioned in your written statement, quote, Edgar Valentine was adamant that the shooting of the DA and the kidnapping of myself were in revenge for his denial for bail on their treason case. Did this, quote, revenge
Your Honor,
influence the
objection
policy of
calls
the
for
government?
narrative? We're not sure if this is a question.
Okay, let's do this. We'll let Councillor.
Yeah, let her finish
Yeah,
before
we'll
we
let-
do all that.
Yes, please. Let's let Councillor Stark finish the question, and then you can object to it then.
To restate?
Yes, please.
Okay. You mentioned in your written statement, quote, Edgar Valentine was adamant that the shooting of the DA and the kidnapping of myself were in revenge for his denial for bail on their treason case. Did this, quote, revenge influence the policy of a government?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe it was an attempt. Would be my the question of the treason and the bail and that kind of stuff. The conversation we had was that Judge O'Leary denied bail of his own volition and outside of what we would consider a predictable. Like, we hadn't had any precedent for that type of denial in the past, so I recognize that as a point of frustration. But that was the reason that he cited to me for the, or at least that was cited as part of the reason of the attack of the DA, and it came up several times with me. So essentially, these shootings and the acts and the motivation for coming to get me was because of actions taken by the government. And I guess the conversation also included things like the next Attorney General so-and-so and such and such. So I presume they wanted to kill me from the beginning because that's what they said.
Okay. And did this, quote, revenge affect the conduct of our government?
Yes.
How?
I was unable to work.
And would you say pressing this charge is an act of revenge?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that. The personal knowledge, elaborate if necessary.
I don't quite understand what.
Sure, elaborate.
Yeah, both the district attorney and the attorney general had no hand in court prep. It was the both deputy district attorneys. It was not his decision because he was a victim in the matter to press the charge. I'm the one that filed docket. I'm the one that pressed the charges. He does not know my personal knowledge because he doesn't have my paperwork.
Rebuttal.
I don't need a rebuttal. I'm going to ask this question to the attorney general. Were you involved in the charging of the defendants? In any
No.
way? Alrighty, sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. The defendants make any threats of injury towards you?
Yes.
Okay. Was a civilian population intimidated or coerced as a result of this incident?
I suppose you'd have to ask the 8 people that had guns in their faces during the course of my kidnapping.
Okay. And did the defendants threaten to shoot your weenus off your elbow?
That I do not recall specifically, but it's a very real concern.
And do you believe that this is grounds for terrorism?
Is what?
The previous
Objection,
quote.
speculation? Oh,
Sorry, is what?
wait,
Grounds for terrorism?
Withdrawn.
Okay, the objection was withdrawn. Councillor Stark, repeat the question.
Do you believe that the threat to shoot a weenus off an elbow is grounds for terrorism?
I suppose. Yes.
Okay.
A code? Is that what is that? Is a weenus? Am I the weenus? I know this is a one-way thing. Do you have another question?
Yes, I'm just thinking. So one sec.
Am I the wieners?
Is it true that in your written statement you said, "quote I said if they let me go, then I would not push terrorism on them"?
Do you mind if I refer to the statement, or can you read the excerpt out in full, please?
Oh, I can try and find it.
Gregor. Quote him.
Yes, in the second paragraph of your statement, you say, "quote I was trying to come up with a way to bargain with them. I said if they let me go, then I would not push terrorism on them."
Yeah, that was part. Yeah, I did say that. I also offered them. If I'm not sure if this is in the statement, I haven't read it since I wrote it. I also offered them all sorts of different things. I had more than one gun to my head, and they were telling me that there was nothing I could do to prevent them killing me. So I was going down the list of things in my mind that they might want to hear to let me go.
Were one of these things mentioned related to money laundering?
Yes.
At what point did you tell them the aforementioned statement, if you can recall?
The specific bit about not pushing terrorism?
Yes.
I believe that was in the car. It was later as well. I mean, I was kind of, anytime they would give me an opportunity to speak, it was to try to negotiate.
And were any of the defendants charged with treason with relation to Bolistan?
Were the defendants present here today previously charged with treason? Your question?
Counter objection vague. The witness doesn't understand the question.
Were any of the defendants charged with treason in relation to Bolistan?
Is it, and that's okay. Yes, I believe Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Valentine were both charged with treason.
Objection withdrawn.
Yeah,
Were they-
that wasn't vague at all.
I couldn't understand if it was previous or currently.
Okay, and were they found guilty of treason?
Objection asked and answered.
I don't need a rebuttal. Overruled as to us and answered, it wasn't mentioned during the cross-examination, but I have it written down from the direct, and it is in public record. I can see that they were found not guilty of treason.
I don't want to write it down again.
What she said.
And was there any mention of Bolistan during this incident?
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned in your written statement they said Bolistan was going to be a thing and that they weren't going to stop until that everybody that comes after them is dead. Are you aware that Bolistan is, by technicality, already a thing?
Sure.
Your Honor, actually, never mind. Withdrawn.
If it's a like a sign on a road somewhere, if it's an idea in their minds, if it's a thing, and you're telling me it is, then I guess it's a thing.
You also mentioned in your written statement, no, withdrawn. Actually, no. You mentioned in your written statement, Bob also indicated that there was nothing I could tell them that they didn't already know about money laundering. Did you bring up money laundering first?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pass it back over to Tyler.
Oh, to loop back to the instance, you ended up at the chicken factory, correct?
Yes.
And kind of sort of what Austin said, but not really. Did you use them as defense mechanism by mentioning money laundering to my clients?
Can you restate the question?
Sure. Did you use the defense mechanism by mentioning money laundering to my clients to my left?
Your Honor, objection relevance.
It's actually pretty relevant.
Did you use the defense mechanism when mentioning money laundering to clients on your
My
left?
clients. Yep.
This is relevant.
This is relevant because he mentioned multiple times. Well, actually, he mentioned previously that pretty much trying everything he could to get out of the situation, and there was quote nothing that he could do to get out of it. Relevant because previously mentioned.
I'm going to overrule the objection. Answer the question, Attorney General.
Was it a defense mechanism to bring up money laundering? Yes.
Okay.
Was there a follow-up question there?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Yeah, why did you mention money laundering to my
Well,
clients?
typically, we spend in our office a significant amount of time taking money off of the ballers. I felt that perhaps they would benefit in some way from someone teaching them how to do something that would benefit their organization. I don't know exactly what I was going to say to them or how, but I figured I would try and come up with that if they showed any interest to anything I was saying.
Who allegedly shot you?
Bob American.
Okay. As an expert of the law concerning your state's attorney general, do you believe that what transpired within the events qualifies as terrorism?
Yes.
That is objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
Okay.
Let me take a look through. I don't need a rebuttal.
Oh yeah, it was asked and answered. Austin stated, do you believe the threats to shoot a weenus off an elbow is terrorism?
We have on court record if the statement of shooting the weenus or the elbow constitutes terrorism. I'm going to that question itself wasn't asked during cross-examination, so I'm gonna overrule it for ask and answer, but I'm gonna sustain it for cause legal conclusion. That's our job. We got a panel. We decide whether that is. Sorry, Attorney General. I know you're the Attorney General, but come on, that's our job. We decide whether it's terrorism or not. Sustained for cause for legal conclusion.
All right. Last question.
It was answered for the record, though. Go on.
Understood. Last question. It's kind of calling for opinion, but it's okay. In your professional opinion as the Attorney General, can terrorism be pressed if any government employee is kidnapped?
Well, kidnapping is in the language of terrorism. So contextually speaking, is it possible for any government employee who is kidnapped to be a victim of terrorism? Yes. To give you, I imagine, the information you're looking for, is every single kidnapping a government employee compelling a terrorism charge? No.
So no further questions.
Yeah, we're still doing it.
Yes, we're doing it for this case, and then we'll let you go.
All right. Read the rest from the state.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I'm good.
are
I
from
have a
the
little bit
state?
of concern. Yeah, I have a little bit concerned that we're not doing redirect anymore, which kind of. Anyway,
We are.
You said redirect. Yeah,
We are.
redirect.
oh, okay. Yeah, I really like redirect. I'm gonna write legislation. Anyway, Attorney General. Nope, never mind. I forgot. No further questions on. No questions on redirect.
All
Okay.
right, Attorney General, you may step down. Defense, are you marking this witness for recall?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Attorney General,
Check.
you are free to go. You can
Thank you very much
stay.
for your time, Attorney
my
General.
God.
Of
And
course.
for all that you do in the city. Thank you.
you.
You're appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
See you later, ballers.
All right, State, I believe that is your one witness who has decided to show up. Do you have any evidence you wish to highlight?
Yeah, Your Honor. Hold on. As discussed with previously, we were just highlighting the extensive officer statements concerning the calls and the arrival on scene. Obviously, we're going to be highlighting the statement of the Attorney General. We're going to be highlighting the statement of James Arsenal and the vehicle that was noticed on scene, as well as the pictures and registration of Edgar Valentin concerning the vehicle that was found. Sorry, the vehicle that was originally noted and found at the DMV, and then eventually the same vehicle found on scene of the chicken factory shooting. We want to highlight past histories concerning the People's B and the People's C. Other than that, the state rests.
Okay, we're gonna place this court in recess. We shall begin with the
I get a
defense
highlight?
at half. Yep, that's what I mean. We're gonna place in recess, then you get to go and you can either call your defendants to testify or highlight any evidence. We shall
Sure.
we shall resume at 1:30. Bangs gavel. That's the only reason why.
Half past?
Yeah, it's 5 minutes.
I got. Oh, okay.
Arsenal didn't show up, so yeah.
Hey, Mickey, can you keep an eye on things?
You have a spider on your foot, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, there's multiple Your Honors. Sorry. Oh my god, I have like never concentrated so hard in my life. Oh. Life.
You could let everyone down like that, so fair enough.
I've been in my office working on bank stuff and budgets and such sort. Who knows? You never know what'll happen.
I've never done this, so I apologize for all the spelling mistakes.
Oh, you know, it's just a little bank joke.
Bink is the cutest kid.
Oh, I don't give a shit at all.
My bad.
That is true.
Desperately needing it.
That's why I drive around the south side sometimes for fun.
Hi, fish. Chat, I have written so much. It's so bad. Hey. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in fucking high school again.
There's been over 30
John, please, sir.
incidents from the blocks towards myself.
Skylar,
Hey, what's up, man?
are you when are you available this week to like go over that fucking will?
I can probably do it later today. Sorry, I'm being.
I don't know if I can do later today. I'm about to once I'm out of this trial's done and over with, I'm probably gonna bounce.
I can do it tomorrow. Sorry, I'm like so cooked right now. I've been being a stenographer and I'm cooked as fuck. So much brain power. So
Does Thursday work for you in any kind of capacity?
your Thursday.
Does Thursday work for you?
Yeah, I can do Thursday. Yeah.
To tell your wife that we'll try to get it done all in one swoop.
You should call Lana. Call my wife. Call Lana. 'Cause she doesn't really respond to text messages, so call her. And if you get a reach of her, and then just figure it out with her, and then we can go from there. 'Cause I can be around whenever it's Lana who you need to get a hold of. So yeah.
Thursdays are one of my work days, so I
Okay.
can
Yeah,
get this all
just-
squared away. Because I mean, it's already done. Like our wills are already done. I just wanted to get a designated time where you can thoroughly go over and make sure you're cool with it and stuff.
Yeah, just call Lana and ask Lana.
Can't be in here.
Yeah, I'll do it as soon as if this goes into deliberation.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I should have gone to the bathroom. Fuck.
Say your hellos and let's go.
All right.
Where's
Have
Binks?
fun doing things.
Yeah, I will. Hey, Binks.
Go on, fish. No. Go on.
Get over it. Fish, you're gonna get kicked out. Come on.
Hey, little dude. Binks, I'm so cooked. Being a stenographer, it's so much time. Brain power.
Pick your ass up.
It's so much brain power, Binks.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh. You enjoying your job as a paralegal?
Murder candies. I mean,
Binks, I'm so.
I'm not joking about the bar license thing, by the way. I will become literally the most notorious fucking criminal and beat every single charge if they remove redirect and recross.
Now, can you do me a favor, please?
Yes.
Can you please look over my closing and just let me know if that touches?
Okay, I promise we'll do some fun stuff soon, chat. I'm just so cooked. I'm so I'm locked in.
Hey, a minute. No, you can't be in here. Can't be in here. No, he's not during recess either. That's just the
Oh my
laws
God.
of it. You can stand right there.
Second strike.
Stand right there, and you can stand there and talk to him.
Yeah, this is baseball.
Is yes.
One more strike and you're out, sir.
All right.
Isn't baseball, huh? One more strike and you're out, Buck. You want to argue with me, sir, and see what happens? I'm not a paralegal. I got too many hemorrhoids to sit down for that long.
I really should have pissed. Oh.
Not back in session yet. I just heard an argument and I wanted to sit here and
DOC,
listen
blow
to
it
the
out
tea.
your ass.
Yeah, that.
It's not even DOC security. That's even worse.
You're really gonna arrest this old man? Really?
You can't arrest him. He's not a cop.
Is there malarkey going on?
That's malarkey going.
Yeah, from the same guy, Mr. Risotto.
Oh shit, don't tackle the rent-a-cop.
Oh no, poor guy. Alright.
Nice one, Clarence. Dumb and Dumber over here.
Ah, what are you doing, huh? What is this, kangaroo court? Bunch of wise guys. You threw the shackles on my leg. You threw the shackles on me.
Okay, what exactly is going on?
He
I
walked
don't.
into the.
I don't know, Your Honor.
He walked into like the.
Your Honor, I believe it's
section.
debauchery.
Okay.
The gentleman that you talked to earlier was making a ruckus, and so he's been escorted out.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Whoever's on that table, can you please get down? You.
Yeah.
Asian
Hop
dad
down
shirt,
now.
get down off the table.
I don't know. She's dressing like Velma and talking shit about my shirt.
Ooh, you think I didn't hear that? Who is that?
I said it. I don't give a fuck if you heard it.
Sir Edgar Valentin, Your Honor.
Valentine,
The defendant
Valentine, not
talking to the
Valentin.
judge who's on your case like that. Real smart. Real smart.
you're supposed to be
Counselors, you might
unbiased.
want to advise your person because if I give contempt of court,
Did
it's not
Skylar
light.
get found not guilty? Yeah, she did, Miles. She did.
Give me 30
She's
years?
not guilty, dog.
Advise your client.
Real. Nah, she's a hard criminal. She's a criminal
Genuine
mastermind, Miles. She is. She got away with it. She's still a criminal mastermind, and no one knows it
Bendorf.
because she got away with it. Real and true.
All right, is everyone ready?
Shona.
Okay, let's place this
W.
court back in session.
Huge
This will
W.
be Giovanni Gambino et al. We
Going
are
for
moving
robbing a bank?
Over to the defense.
I'm gonna do it.
You have no witnesses in your witness list. You can either have your
Going
defendants
for robbing
may
a bank and
waive the
getting
Article 5
away
rights
with
against
it.
self-incrimination and take the stand, or you may highlight any evidence.
We're definitely not putting them on stand, Your Honor. What we're going to do is actually highlight evidence. A lot
Going
of
for
these
stenography.
statement. I'll just stay if you want me to. Like, I'll just run through everything if you really want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So basically, every single officer statement doesn't really match up with one another, especially regarding the scene, especially in regards to what my clients were wearing, what they sounded like, who got shot, where Greco got shot, where he got shot from, where he got shot where at. A lot of this is just like a bunch of mixed up mumble jumble. Doesn't really match up in terms of what's happening with the scene. Greco stated himself he got shot in the back. It was stated within the statements he got shot in the back of the head, so it's a bit different. Basically, just pretty much everything doesn't really match up, unfortunately.
Whose phone is that?
Yeah, whose phone is that?
Please silence your phones.
It's perfect. They would never expect you to do it again. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
We're running it back, chat. We're running it back.
I think it's someone out in the lobby. I'll go check.
Oh my god.
Is there a second phone?
God.
Four phones right now. Your Honor, motion for Faraday cage.
Calls for this?
The third phone?
President, a third phone has gone off in the courtroom.
Yeah. Thank you, Supreme Justice Choi.
Yeah. We'll be able to silence said phone, so we should
Literally
probably
the
move
most
forward.
annoying thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Might be outside the courtroom. Faraday went to check.
All right, try your best to continue, Counselor Sukasa.
Okay, I'm gonna really fucking try, but it's gonna be hard. Basically, as I was stating, all the statements are just inaccurate, don't really match up properly. A lot of the officers really gave a vague description of what someone looked like, and then the officer gave a really bad description of what someone else looked like. How is this still happening, by the way? But yeah, I'm really just looking at all the evidence, and it just doesn't really match up properly. It also seems like there's a massive backlog of evidence that, again, doesn't match up properly.
I don't have it.
Hey, any other evidence you wish to highlight? Was that it?
That'd be it, Your Honor.
All right, does the defense rest?
Defense does rest, Your Honor.
All right, we shall move to closing statements. I'm not going to do another recess because we kind of had 5 minutes and all we did was highlight evidence. Are both sides ready for closings?
State is ready, Your Honor.
Defense?
Sure.
Okay, closing statements. State of San Andreas.
Finally.
Your Honor, I'll be going over the timeline of the chain of events, and then we'll have it fully closed up by DDA Lachlan Pike. Your Honor, a long time ago in San Andreas, there was a man and a group that created Balistan, and in that, a trial was pressed, and they were found not guilty for treason. During that time, one of the members became exceptionally angry and is constantly held above the head of the state that he was in there for 18 years. In that matter, they following that, they systematically hunted down the district attorney. Following that, on the same day, the rest of the defendants hunted down, kidnapped, and attempted to assassinate our Attorney General Salvatore Greco. Following that, another member of their organization, their precious little group, attempted to break them out of a bail hearing for that same charge that we're here today. This happened in less than 24 hours, Your Honor. And the reports will be able to corroborate that timeline.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy District Attorney Spox. And with that, the state of San Andreas has outlined through evidence and testimony how the defendants in court with us this evening committed terroristic acts against our government. With purpose, these individuals successfully kidnapped and vehemently attempted to murder our Attorney General. Furthermore, they attempted to assassinate the District Attorney Humphrey Baker Pennyworth. And their group at large continue to be a stain on the fabric of our great state. Some are so cowardly that they failed to even show up to court this evening, hiding from justice and hiding from consequence. Clark, during his opening, claimed an affirmative defense, mentioning that the Attorney General Salvatore Greco incited their actions. However, the defendants have a history of criminal activity that continues to grow like a pharmacy receipt. Greco gave them the undivided attention that they so desired. It found themselves crumbling under the limelight. Ask the judiciary, when are we going to put these individuals away for a significant amount of time? When are we going to protect our citizens? I urge this panel to find these defendants guilty of the crimes brought forward this evening. Put your money where your mouth is and make a decision that values the lives of every single citizen of this state. Who knows who's next on their list? It could be anyone. It could be you. Are you comfortable walking about the streets of San Andreas, the streets of Los Santos, with these individuals lurking in the shadows, waiting to cause more terror, more pain, and more destruction? Thank you.
Did he just try to guilt trip me?
Yeah, that happened. Defense, closing statements.
I will be sharing this locally, so everyone can read it with me because I have a habit of speaking very fast when doing openings and closings. So feel free.
Mr. Valentine, sorry, get off the table.
Feel free to read if you like with me.
Your Honor, the state's going to vehemently object to an exhibitionist evidence.
It's a closing statement that she's reading.
Yes, Your Honor, but she's purposefully sharing that as part of an exhibition and show. We're going to
I just mentioned multiple times I speak
Your Honor,
very
can we have
fast
counsel
during
for
the
consent,
closing.
Okay, order. Stop with the back and forth. You're talking to me. You're not talking to each other. You're talking to the panel. Okay. Sure. We will note that this exists, but it's a closing statement. We're gonna just take what's gonna come. We're gonna write down what's coming out of your mouth. This isn't really relevant. If you're gonna read what you just shared with us, sure, but we're still gonna write it all down, and that'll be what is on the court record.
Say it. I just did because I know I read fast sometimes. So
It's fine. I'm a fast typer.
I'm just.
Have I done this for nothing?
Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're a part of the peanut gallery or the general audience behind me in the courts overall, today we witnessed the Attorney General intentionally battering a gang after months and months of pomp and circumstance and being surprised that allegedly he, quote, fucked around and find out. What convenient happenstance. Within my research of the courts and law overall, while terrorism isn't truly defined and fleshed out, especially within our court system, it usually has political, philosophical, ideological, or religious purposes or objectives. Not once in this litmus mountain of evidence provided by the state is there a defined motive within those 5 topics. In fact, speaking on a mountain of allegories, it seems as though the state is trying to get a mountain out of a molehill. Statement by Attorney General Greco given to Sergeant Nixon that I referenced in the case also says the following. I said if they let me go, then I would not push terrorism on them. Within the sequence of events that transpired on May 2nd, no government official was threatened to change any sort of policy within any way by our clients, unlike a previous terrorism case, State versus Abner Vaca. Greco said the following. I said if they let me go, then I will not push terrorism on them. What this appears to be is a scorned lover trying to go after someone who hurt their feelings, and they want to throw a tantrum because they can. Because Greco actively talked about illicit dealings with the Ballas in a veil of secrecy. But due to this very court case, well, kind of goes all out the window, doesn't it? For defense's sake, clarification sake, can you say what extortion is? It's stated multiple times within the docket. If the state with how many people are working under them cannot know how to spell extortion for a felony A terrorism case, how is defense meant to believe that they even know what charges they're pressing against our clients? Or, for example, who Mr. Bob Edgar Valentine, who is listed under the statement of charges, is. Defense, but specifically myself, would also like to point out that state did not call a single police officer to the stand involved in this entire scene, from kidnapping up until he got shot. I do say allegedly. They allegedly got shot, excuse me. And I do say allegedly because Greco appears to have healed very fast if he was shot and was working within the next 24 hours. No one was here to corroborate this story, simply meant to make not only defense but the people and the panel involved believe that Greco's statements are infallible, but I'm not buying it. He can't remember what the people who kidnapped him dressed or sounded like. He had to do amendments to his own statement with Sergeant Nixon so that he could recall details that don't even corroborate with police statements given within the evidence. No one really knows to know, or it seems to know who wore what, who they were fighting, or what they even sounded like, as can be checked by the courts. And to the people if they really feel like digging into this mountain of information. Defense wonders what else the Attorney General is hiding from the general public. If he's willing to help a gang launder hundreds of thousands of dollars just to save his own lettery skin, what else would he be willing to do? Think about that. No tengo más preguntas. Nothing more, Your Honor.
Hey, with closing arguments done, we're going to place this court into recess while we deliberate and come to a verdict. I'm going to say this, it's going to take some time. There's a lot of evidence, a lot of statements, a lot of physical evidence, a lot of got an hour worth of testimony to uncover as well and delve into. It's going to take a while, but we will hopefully reach a verdict by today, all right? Until then, we're gonna place this court into recess. Sure, Sloan. You can be in charge along with Court Clerk Gray-Quinn. Prescott's coming with us, is he not? Yeah, that's well.
Excuse me, I gotta make my first order
Quinn,
session.
it might be good for a clerk to listen in.
Solve the mystery.
Can I? Listen up, buckos. I'm in charge. Get off that table unless you want to be arrested.
Stink, Sloan, bite me.
Putting Sloan in charge because it will lead to chaos. So I like.
Am I okay to be here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, come sit with me. We're just listening.
Okay.
Get him off that table.
Yeah, what you will learn is
Honestly,
Court Clerk is mostly a tea-sipping position.
To be fair, if Sloan is running the courtroom, at least she's not behind the wheel.
Okay.
That's a good point, actually.
Alright, that seems to be going great. Let's see.
Unless you want to be tased off it, I'm not gonna have to. I don't want to have to.
So just before we dive into it too much, so Bob American didn't show up for this. He didn't show up the previous time either, correct?
He's the guy who said, "Fuck you, I'm not showing up," and went on the run.
He's on the run, right? He was never apprehended for this.
I don't think
he
so.
was. Yeah, he was apprehended, released on bail, had 24 hours to pay his bail bond. Because for some reason we were doing that and didn't pay bail. Been on the run
Okay.
since. He
This is
withdrew
literally
all
a
the money in his
piece of
bank
pink
account, left it at $69, and
Right.
basically said, "Go fuck yourselves."
Right, I remember seeing that now. Yeah, okay.
He's still in the city. Do we know?
Get off the chair.
Well, I mean, that was only
mean-
what, like 8 days ago that would have happened. So I mean, I guess it's tough to know one way or the other, right?
I mean, we could do it again, just fill his records of the stay and see if he's shown up in the last 8 days.
And I presume if he did withdraw whatever was in there, though, he
He's probably done a runner.
well, or either you just have the cash on him or somewhere else just to keep it.
Did identify him as the shooter.
Well, yeah, and so I mean, I guess, and we can dive into the evidence, but I guess my main things here is like I didn't really hear much about what Giovanni Gambino did at all.
Was he even mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like I know I had that little bit there where I unfortunately had a bit of a lapse there, but yeah, I didn't hear his name. I don't think mentioned at all. I don't understand what his involvement was without actually diving in. Now maybe when I dive in, he'll be included. I remember.
I'll tell you this: they mentioned his name once during the opening statement, in 2 questions under direct and 1 question on the cross-examination.
What were those questions about? Because I didn't hear them.
Are you familiar with the defendant Giovanni Gambino? No.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
Prior to the date listed in the primary report, how familiar were you with the 4 defendants?
Okay,
I've
so
never spoken, as far as I know, of Gambino, and that's all they asked on direct.
That's all that. Okay, and that's okay. So yeah, so I'm still confused. And then, again, maybe this is in the evidence, but I'm still confused about what Gambino's involvement is at all. Now I guess the perceived. I guess I still have questions on what the perceived, because with terrorism we need to have that. What is it? The very specific need to. Let's find the exact wording, right?
Intimidate or coerce the civilian population, influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, to affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or
Right. And so I guess we have to determine what the implied terroristic threat or coercion or effect is supposed to be. That seems to be relayed through Valentine being unhappy with his jail period or something, I guess. Is that
Oh, you were asking about Gambino. According to Greco's addendum on the report, he said that Gambino was primarily an accomplice who didn't do much else other than threaten to stab me repeatedly, dump me in the ocean, but didn't seem to have a personal stake in the kidnapping.
Okay, yeah, okay. So he was along for the ride. Referencing our last Abner Vaca case, he was the Bodie block of the group.
I guess
Was
so.
there for that one.
Gambino held a knife to him throughout the incident. He made threats to stab him repeatedly. He held a knife to him, so like he's part of the kidnapping.
And then what about so Edgar's there because they talk about this prison sentence and it seems like he's got a bit of a bone to pick and whatever. And then his Slim is just also just like there for the ride, it sounds like, as well, right? Like it doesn't sound like he did much talking either.
Valentine seems like he's the main one.
Valentin does seem like he's the main person. He was there the day before. And again, I'm just looking at Greco's addendum. We've got other evidence to look at. But he said that Valentin was adamant that the shooting of the DA and the kidnapping were in revenge for his denial of bail on their treason case.
Right. Okay. In revenge for that. Okay. And then my other but didn't he say though in his own testimony that Bob American felt like the ringleader sort of and was kind of the instigator of it? I thought that's what he had said in his testimony.
I feel like the state fucked up with the charge, and it sounds like Valentine was the main terrorist and everyone was just accomplices. Kind of what I feel like, without delving deep into the evidence.
presented himself as a leader in the situation. He was the one who informed me that they planned to keep coming after us until we learned, and that he had no problem to continue kidnap and murder people until they stopped coming after us. Bob also indicated that there was nothing I could tell them that they didn't already know about laundering money. Bob was the one to shoot me when Valentine opened fire on the police. He was just
so,
there for the ride.
Yeah, I feel like
Those are my
Valentine
notes. I'm
was
reading
sort of
my
the
notes,
one-
chat.
I guess Valentine had a bone to pick, but it feels like Bob American was the one who really was pressing this terrorism and was the primary actor, really, is what I can gather from this testimony.
Mind you, that's just one report.
Right. Well, but that's what lines up. Like that's almost exactly what I remember from his testimony, right? Like I can go over the transcript here. Also, well done, by the way. Terrible. Skylar.
Thanks. It's my
Thank
first
you.
time doing it, and I definitely missed some things,
Awesome.
but thank you.
It is fun. Look, we all miss some things. But yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love how Sas says, I've never done this, so I apologize for all the spelling. Do we want to start with like the lower level charges and then build up to the big one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see. So extortion, what's the extortion for? No person shall obtain either property or consideration from another, including the official act of a government employee through wrongful use of force, fear, or under pretense of official right.
I guess is this the threat of continued attacks until they get what they want, basically?
I feel like that's the argument that they're pushing for the terrorism, but in that moment, there and then, in this incident, what act was committed that could be constituted as extortion? What did they obtain from Greco? Consideration.
Maybe his
Anything.
attention.
Didn't they basically kidnap him just with the idea to shoot him? I don't really think they were attempting to do anything. Or at least not that was really well.
It was robbed for equipment, including a PD handgun, but apart from that, it's not as if they told him, hey, do this for me. It's kind of like, this is revenge for what the state has done to me, and we are going to continue doing this until we get our way. I don't think they actually achieved extortion.
Like I don't like I would want to see something here, some kind of act that they made him do, you know, I don't know, remove something, some charges, or I don't know, put out a state announcement, or something where he's using his abilities as the attorney general to enact change through violent means, right? That's kind of what I would be looking for this charge, I think, and I'm not seeing it.
Wow. I just saw this, what I had Valentine allege that I said. And that doesn't really matter. Never mind. Did not say get fucked treasonist.
What?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Okay, let's go back to we'll come back to the extortion later, I guess.
I don't really see the extortion here, but we can come back if we don't.
Kidnapping of a government employee.
guilty.
Yeah, they would get that.
Let's not. That's
I think that's fairly.
They've all kidnapped the Attorney General. The Attorney General was held up, robbed for a police firearm, so robbery of government employees achieved. The primary actor who robbed him was Bob American.
That's who's being charged as. Do we have that confirmed somewhere?
What? That he was charged for?
That specifically Bob American was the one, because Bob is getting charged as the robbery of a government employee, and everyone else is getting accomplice to.
Bob American's got the MDW and the PDM9, and all of them
In possession of the items that were stolen. Okay, good.
Yep, and all of them materially aided because Bob American robbed him whilst he was being kidnapped by all the other defendants. So yeah, they're all guilty to accomplice of robbery, I guess, and Bob American's the primary actor.
And then again, just because it's another minor charge and you're already in Bob American's possession, does he have controlled dangerous substance in the second degree?
Cocaine.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the other minor charges, except for attempted murder of a government employee. We have 3 primary actors and then Giovanni Gambino being charged as an accomplice to that.
Okay, let's see. All of them, apart from Giovanni Gambino, were GSR positive. Their casings for their firearms. Let's see. Valentina's 8401. That casings projectiles are on scene. Got Slim. He had a gun. Casings and projectiles were on scene. They were hot to 2 other incidents, but they're not charging them with that, so not my problem. Bob American. Casings and projectiles on scene, and it was testified that Bob American shot Greco.
Yeah, I guess that was my only thing is like, I understand that those other guys were shooting on scene. There was a shootout with police, obviously, that happened here. But would Glenn and Edgar not also be accomplices then, since it was Bob's bullets that actually put Greco down?
I mean, Bob will get the full attempted murder government employee for shooting Greco as well as shooting at the police. And Slim and Valentine will get
for shooting at the police. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Shooting
that's
at the
right. Yeah, sorry, I was laser focused in on what was happening with Greco. You know, you're absolutely correct about that.
So they shot at the cops. They get that too.
Yeah, yeah.
The only argument that Giovanni Gambino accomplished the attempted murder of a government employee, I guess their argument is because he kidnapped Greco.
Was there?
He was present during the kidnapping. He was present during the attempted murder. I guess he's an accomplice insofar as he materially aided the attempted murder of Greco by bringing him there, kidnapping him, and holding him against his will.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't participate in the shootout at the end, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think he was in possession of a firearm. He had a knife. Matches up with the statements as well, saying that Gambino held a knife to him throughout the incident, in addition to making threats to stab him.
We held him there, so.
That's also going to be criminal threats as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. He has the criminal threats for that as well. Okay. So just to clarify, then for. Okay, and then how do we feel about extortion? Coming back to extortion, how do you two feel about that?
No person shall obtain either property or consideration from another, including the official act of a government employee, through wrongful use of force, fear, or under pretense of official rank. The only thing that I see for extortion is the property of the government employee being the PD gun, but that'll just come under robbery of government employees. So this
What about the consideration that we're talking about this, you know, stemming from the lack of bail from that other case?
Yeah, what I would say is, okay, so property doesn't apply. Consideration from another.
Wasn't that the whole thing about letting him spend longer to pay bail, pay off his fines?
Mm-hmm. That would be consideration, right?
And that was Actually,
Valentine and I had a
what was that
conversation.
about here?
Yeah, Valentine and I had a conversation, moderately coercive as it was, and I felt that we had an understanding that I would take care of what he asked for. He didn't have any other requests. So what he had asked for, this was extra time to pay off his fines. He didn't have any other requests on top of that.
Never get my memory back, so yeah.
That's how he was able to identify it was Valentine as well. So I guess that is definitely something that I would be in the realm of considering here now. That's kind of basically what I said I was looking for that I didn't see before, is like something where he's using looking.
Why did it just go quiet? Oh. Plus mumble. Oh. All right, bet. Say less. BRB, I guess. We went down. Okay. Banned, yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. Well. I like being a court clerk. It's fun. You get to hear like everything, dude. It's literally a tea sipper job. Which is Skylar fucking Quinn. Hello? Like, truly is Skylar motherfucking Quinn. I think I might have to fucking... I might have to restart my PC chat. Hang on. Yeah, we might have to restart. Hang on. Stand by, chat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to restart my PC. It's been happening a lot recently. Alright, we'll try one more time, and then if not, I'm gonna restart. Which is annoying, but that's okay. I don't know the direct connect thing for ONX either. Even if there is one. So, alright, I'm gonna stop the stream really quick. Chat, I'll be back, I promise, okay? Like, stand by. Stand by. Okay. Hi, we're back. Sorry. Sorry, guys. My bad. Tea sipping. Back to tea sipping. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Also, we got a pay raise. I picked up my paycheck yesterday. 4K. I got paid 4 fucking K. We got a fucking pay raise. I have not worked, like, what, 40 hours? No. No, there's no way. So, yeah, we got a pay raise, though. I'm gonna have to.
See what that dog's doing. Where was? Okay. Just text me when Nash is around.
Someone had read out what it was, which was the kind of Bob American's little spiel to
Bob
Greco.
American presented himself as a leader in the situation. He was the one who informed me they planned to keep coming after us until we, quote unquote, learned, and that he had no problem continuing to kidnap and murder people until they, quote unquote, stopped coming after us. Bob also indicated that there was, quote unquote, nothing I could tell them that they didn't already know about laundering money. Bob also wanted to shoot me when Valentine. So I guess that is intimidating or coercing the civilian population in an attempt to influence the policy of a government.
Yeah, I was thinking on the influence the policy of a government and affect the conduct of a government.
This hits all 3 points.
Yeah. So what is it that they're supposed to be learning here? Like, I guess what's being inferred here? Because Bob. So I'm unfamiliar with Bob before this case. So like, is he a member of the Ballas or is he?
He's a
someone
baller.
else? He's a baller.
He's a baller. He's a baller. They're all ballers. They kidnapped the attorney general because Valentine is unhappy about him being denied bail on the treason case. He shot the DA a few hours prior. He then kidnaps the attorney general, tells Greco this is in revenge for him being denied bail. And what's he called? And then Bob American goes ahead and says, we're going to keep doing this until
you learn.
we learned.
Yeah.
And there was something that Greco said when he testified. Let me get.
They're also taking Carl's baller bus.
Now, seen any discrepancies in the evidence?
That was something that Talia pointed out in hers, was that there was a lot of discrepancies, but I don't know if it's any like so there was mention of like descriptions of the people who kidnapped him and also descriptions of the sequence of events with the police officers. But I mean at the same time, like, these are the 4 people who like did anyone flee from this scene, or were the defendants were all shot down on this scene and apprehended
Defendants
on scene?
were all shot down, apprehended on this scene. 4 kidnappers. Greco described every single one of them. He said that he had no question at all that the defendants were kidnappers. He saw their faces. They removed their masks. They were arrested on scene. He never lost sight or eyes on the kidnappers at any point.
And he had like in-depth conversations with them about their specific legal situations that like specifically with Valentine, right? Okay.
Yes, Edgar Valentine and Armstrong were the first 2 he was most familiar with.
So I guess my first question before we start looking for the factual or the inconsistencies that Talia's pointing out, like what could change our opinion? Like, okay, if there's inconsistencies with the description of a kidnapper, I mean, okay, but these are the people who were found on scene. So like, I do I care?
I mean, to be fair, right? I think Talia was trying her best to, of course, do what she needs to do on defense, right? And
absolutely.
Even to the point we're trying to get Greco dismissed as a witness, which I respect the effort. I do. It wasn't going to happen.
It was an attempt.
But it was an attempt. And I think that's what this is. It comes down to is that there's discrepancies, and I'm
No,
going
that's
to tell
fair.
you right now, it doesn't change anything in my opinion. I'm just trying to make sure that there's nothing that we're not missing before we do what we do.
No, another thing that was brought up was that the fact that like his statement was amended a few times. Do we have issue with his statement being amended? Like, I guess my first question is sort of what's the timeline of that? As long as those amendments are within the first, like 48, I don't know if I really care that much. This is just like, you make an initial statement and then you remember some of the other details, like could fill in some blanks, like I as long as we're not like putting in extra things like a week after the fact, that sort of thing.
Yeah, from what it looks like is they all got shot down, got medical aid. You're talking about Greco's statement. He went to the ICU, woke up in the ICU. Nixon visited Greco, got an initial statement. Greco did Greco things, saw the report, added his own addendum, and wanted to clarify a few things, which are the 5 points that he added. Wilson also added an additional addendum. I guess she was just clarifying, asking Greco clarifying questions about how Gambino was involved. Those are the only addendums. It all happened on the same day. It's like,
I mean, if it
yeah, the
happened
incident-
within that short of a time period, I don't think I'm too concerned.
Yeah, the incident was end of
they could've
May
motioned,
2nd,
if
going
anything.
towards the Yeah, I mean, I think this was before the report even got published onto the document. This is all the same day, 3rd of
Oh,
May.
So yeah,
It's just amendments within the report itself. This isn't even like on the docket, right? So,
and I don't think and the thing is, on the stand he did identify them, and he spoke about their accents and when it was dropped. It seemed pretty consistent to the report, so I don't know. Like I said, I just want us to do our due diligence before we say yes to terrorism, because this is a hefty charge.
it certainly is.
I'm feeling very comfortable in it. Assessor said, you gotta feel comfortable in it, and I do feel comfortable charging these guys for terrorism. What we see here. Does anyone have any doubts? Feel free to play devil's advocate.
No,
okay.
I don't have any doubt.
What if it was
Why-
all just a J?
Well, yeah, okay. So here's my thing though: is this Bob American guy? Sure, he's a baller, right? Maybe I'll give you he's a baller, but I don't know him. I've never seen him before. I see Slim and Edgar a lot, right? Does Bob like? I guess all I'm going at here is a couple sentences muttered by him. Does that make Slim and Giovanni and Edgar all guilty of terrorism too?
Okay. They decided to kidnap the Attorney General. They've already established history with the Attorney General. Towards just charging Bob American with terrorism and the rest with everything else. Leaning towards.
I mean, so in somewhat, I'm going to be honest. I'm somewhat playing devil's advocate here, right? Like I know a lot of the time in our system, you pick the friends that you want to hang out with. You're going to get charged with the same charges they're going to pick up, I guess, right? But I guess in this situation, because it is terrorism and because it is such a large charge, and because not that obviously I can only present on what information has been given. Slim didn't take the stand, okay? But knowing what I know about Slim, I think he'd be a lot more careful on his words. Now he's being charged as this guy who was just there for this other dude saying some shit. Are we okay with just everyone involved when only one guy, and it is only a handful of sentences that we're really focusing in on, and I get it, they're important sentences, but should that make everyone there a terrorist? Even Giovanni, who really seemed like all he did was hold a knife.
I will say this: Edgar Valentine had absolute motive to influence how everything is going, considering the
I
fact of
think
the matter,
so.
he was the one, I think, between him and Armstrong, the most in contact with Greco.
I'm conflicted.
Mhm. What about Giovanni and Slim?
I'd have to look more. I don't think I'm comfortable with Gambino. He was there for it.
DA hostage situation.
Therefore, he held a gun or he held a knife to Greco. So if we're hitting him with terrorism, it's 100% because yo dog, be careful who you hang out with. Your guys did some shit, and now you're getting charged along with them. Because he wasn't even mentioned in this case. The only mention of him was Greco saying how he didn't even know who he was. And
You're writing hard for Gambino, but at the end of the day, Gambino made his choices. Schwinghammer, he did.
No, I'm
there.
I'm just making sure that we're comfortable charging people with terrorism who are just there for the ride. That's all I'm asking questions about. The reason that's you asked me if there was any devil's advocate, Nora. That's all I'm doing here.
I'm playing it right back. You know, people I think need to think about exactly what they're doing. Tee-hee. Let's kidnap the attorney general. Tee-hee. Oops. You know, let's think about this.
Yeah.
Vendors,
I
you're
didn't
not
realize what
saying
was
much.
about to happen when we kidnapped the attorney general, dog. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry,
oopsie.
you know.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
I think
right?
if not, Giovanni
I
should
do
just
get your
be
point too. In that
should be an
Gambino
accomplice.
doesn't seem like he was, you know, the main person in this. But what do you have to say, Van Dorst?
I mean, at the very least, he provided material aid. He was the one who kidnapped Greco. For Gambino, he was the one who kidnapped Greco from the DMV, took them to Zancudo, then all the way up to the chicken factory, held a knife to Greco throughout all of this, whilst Valentine was making all of this, whilst he was making his issues known, and whilst what's his name, Bob American was making all of these threats. They were all there. They were all holding up the Attorney General against his will, making all of these threats. They were all there. They knew what they were getting themselves into.
With every single one of them being guilty of terrorism. We are deeming every single one of them terrorists. I'm just.
I deem that absolutely. I mean, Gambino and Armstrong are not the principal actors in this. Like, they're not like the ringleaders. That's more Valentine and American. But at the end of the day, they all participated in the crime. They all kidnapped them. They all brought him to Zancudo, then eventually to the chicken factory. Us Valentine and American were making all of these threats and these issues known to them. They were there throughout, holding up the Attorney General.
Okay.
So
Now,
if not principal actors of terrorism, at least accomplices.
Okay. I'll let extortion go.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So are we fairly decided then? How are you feeling?
I mean, I would be pretty much unanimous with your guys' decision probably anyway, but I feel even if not, I mean, I think you both are pretty solid in your yeses. I probably would be a yes as well, but yeah, I think you both are anyway, right? So
I mean, it's the Attorney General. And they stayed
it's
there.
who it
and mind
is,
you,
it's what happened, and then they
and
very
Gambino was there with a
specifically-
knife to the man. Let's not forget that.
No, and the threat is very specifically, we're doing this because we're fed up with the system, and we're going to keep doing this until the system changes.
All right. The only thing that they're not guilty of is extortion. Everything else they're guilty on, right?
Then let's talk about sentencing.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
feel like
kind
we're
of
in agreement
sorry.
that
I'm not involved. I'm just confused. Can I ask a question, just for
Oh.
my own clarification more than anything? Isn't essentially what you're finding them guilty of terrorism on essentially largely the extortion anyway? Just confused
Yeah.
how you get one without the other.
That's why I was gonna let it go. I was thinking the same thing, Bertrand. I assure you I was. Because
I mean, if you're worried about it being stacking or something, sure, whatever. But it seems like it's the exact same thing.
yeah, that's why I was like, we're gonna say yes to terrorism but no to extortion because the consideration is the system changing.
Okay, now I see what they're getting at for the terrorism. They want Greco and the government to change their ways, and that's the consideration from the government.
And that's
Okay, now I see.
that's the
Okay.
extortion part of it, and then that ties into the terrorism part of it because you're trying to influence the conduct of the government.
So now that we've analyzed the terrorism, we click on the extortion. Okay.
It's interesting. We're gonna keep doing this until you stop and change. Which falls under terrorism. Why is it going quiet again? Am I gonna crash again? Yep. Okay, great. Perfect! I love that so much. Oh, why? Why? Chat, why you do this? Want to fix it? It's interesting. I think it's not even my internet. Which is the most annoying thing. But this is very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, like it's cool to see like this side of like how like shit works. It isn't just you. I think I need to restart my fucking PC again, chat. I don't know why this keeps happening.